Hey, what's going on? This is your boy Town Beard. So I was gonna get a quick boxing blog in before I step out. I'm gonna go work out. So just staying in shape. But with that being said, just wanted to talk some boxing. It's literally after midnight, and hopefully nothing's evil lurking in the dark. Michael Jackson Thriller. So But anyway, just wanted to touch on a few subjects. All right, so you have the return of Caleb Plant. His fight week. Caleb Plant returns, and along with Charlo. So, uh, if both of these guys are successful, then in all likelihood they'll fight each other somewhere down the line, sometime this year. So, you know, that'll be interesting. And then I'm gonna talk about this thing with Keyshawn and Shakur Stevenson. I'm gonna be honest with you. Keyshawn been going at Hitchens and Shakur Stevenson. I'm gonna be completely honest with y'all. I don't like all this buddy buddy stuff. I want people to be fierce competitors. This is what I grew up, looking at people not trying to be friends. When Michael Jordan was playing, he wasn't trying to be buddies with people, and neither was Kobe Bryant. When LeBron came, that's when LeBron James want to play against people. Then they want to shoot commercials together, go on vacation together. Like you know, nah. Listen, at the end of the day, it's same as you have what you would call competitors doing social media. I got people that are my people that I'm cool with, but some of these people I look at them as competitors. It's not that I dislike them or whatever. Well, there are some that I dislike. I'm not even gonna lie about that. There's a few of them that I dislike, or I just dislike what they represent, because a lot of people on here are disingenuous, and a lot of these people just say the crazy shit for views. The more negative or absurd you sound, the more views and subscribers you'll get, because now insanity has been normalized, or being rude has been normalized, where being respectful is called being sensitive. But nevertheless, you know, you got a lot of stuff going on. So you got Bernard Hopkins, as usual, being a handkerchief head and being a Sambo. Speaking bad on Terrence Crawford, talking about he's going to run versus Canelo. What fight have you ever seen Terrence Crawford in that he ran? Can we please stop that BS? Terrence Crawford is a calculated, but he's a exciting fighter. But here Bernard Hopkins go, like stirring the pot, putting the battery in these racists and white supremacists, back to basically push a narrative. So basically, if Terrence Crawford, or when Terrence Crawford fights Canelo and he fights a smart fight and he wins the cards, then all of a sudden they're going to say he ran. And that's a stigma that they love to put on black fighters. Now, nobody ever says that about Lomachenko or the non black fighters who, hit and try not to get hit. But, when it pertains to us, you got people that always want to talk bad and say, racist stuff. And then when we call them out, they say you guys are too sensitive or it's not about race. Man, I'm just going to say this. Man, motherfuck every last one of y'all. Straight up. And it's always people that look like you that do this stuff, that like, press play, and then these type of things start to happen. These things get put in motion. You know, Bernard weak for that. And I'm just gonna tell you, a lot of these boxers, and particularly the black ones, have it in for other black boxers. Just like a lot of these dudes are just jealous of the attention that Devin Haney was getting. At the end of the day, 2 years ago, Devin Haney was at the height of his career. You know, undisputed. Uh, selling out arenas, if not selling out arenas, almost selling out arenas. And then he has this hiccup with Ryan Garcia. Then all of a sudden, people was playing these games, acting like, oh well, the steroids wasn't the issue and all this stuff. You still got people trying to that ain't it looked the same since he got off the juice. So people could sit up and talk about what moves are avoiding this punch or whatever punch landed, it was enhanced. Ryan Garcia had something in his system. That's like saying that Margarito with those loaded gloves didn't make a difference or have an impact on Miguel Cotto. Are you people that damn fucking stupid? But I guess you are. I guess you are. But we all know what time it is. Had a black fighter did to a Mexican fighter what Ryan Garcia, they would be calling for his head. They would be saying he should be in jail. People get mad because I call it how it is. And I don't play these games and I don't pull no punches. For what? Why sit up here and try to bullshit just to get clicks and views? See, I'm not these other dudes on here. I'm not them. I'm gonna tell it how it is. And that's how it's supposed to be. I told you I don't do no pandering. Just like you got a lot of these dudes cupcaking and pandering for Cassie. It's already been proven that Cassie is a liar and that she's a whore. And Kid Cudi pretty much exposed her for like basically playing, him up against Diddy. So I'm just saying, you want to pander? Yes, keep that shit on your channel. But if you expect me to do that, nah, not doing it on my channel. I'm not playing them kind of games. Not pandering to nobody. So, but Bernard, it don't surprise me because that's what he do. I heard to a certain degree, and I got plenty of people in Philly. A lot of people don't even respect him in his hometown. And then I looked at the transcripts of what Bernard Hopkins did. Actually, I mean, he didn't do no G shit to get put in prison. I mean, let's just keep it above, but I don't want to go into details about that. Like I said, very I don't know. I went on a scale of, street cred, his G files, I had to give what he did like probably a 4. But we'll leave it at that. So, just seeing him hate on Bud, at the end of the day, I want Bud to win that fight. Now, I'm worried about Bud winning that fight, but I want Bud to win that fight because, 2, he has the chance to make history and become a 3-time undisputed champion in 3 weight classes. And then the most important reason is because he's black. Yeah, I said it. The same way Mexicans root for Mexican fighters because they Mexican, the same way Filipinos root for Filipino fighters because they Filipino. I could do the same. Okay, because I'm still a minority. It ain't nobody finna make me feel guilty about it. Now, at the end of the day, do I have an end for fighters that are not black? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. But for people that ain't black, trying to make, and I ain't be part of those type of dudes. They're clowns. They're hypocrites and they're frauds. I'm not doing that to get no subscribers. I'm not being a black culture vulture as well, aka DJ Academics. Now all of a sudden DJ Academic wants to be a black man when all of this time he was, portraying himself as a proud Jamaican immigrant. Now all of a sudden, I'm a black man. As soon as the police run up on him, all of a sudden, oh, nah, you ain't black. Stay on that side, bro. Remember, you a Jamaican and you a tether at that. And I'm naming names. And boy, I gotta say this. I like Josh Taylor. Josh Taylor is a good dude. I've interviewed him a couple of times, but boy, he really is going to have to analyze what's going on with his career. Because when you lose 3 straight fights, then when is concerning, and he may need to consider the short-term future. I mean, like I said before, he's newly signed to Queensberry promotion. If I'm him, I would talk to dude Frank Warren, and when I say I need you to find me a tomato can, because now probably at this point, he might be questioning his confidence. I thought the decision was correct, but boy, just seeing how he is losing 380, I think me myself, I think I think the Tiafimo fight, I think he should. I think the Tiafimo fight, I think he should. I think he should have moved up. He should have moved up to welterweight, and it just took him too long because I and to welterweight, and it just took him too long because I and so you saw some things in him that you didn't like. So now the next step for him to evaluate and well, he hired, he seemed to be okay, you know. So that's my take on the situation. Anyway, just wanted to put that out. Wanted to give a take. It's your boy Town. I am out.